Hello, hello, good afternoon. Um, my name is Radek Karkashinsky. I'm a senior trainer at Worldwide School, and I have the pleasure of conducting today's webinar for you. I hope that you can hear me, that everything is working just fine. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's like a chat window, so if you could just type some answers, like questions very simple. Can you hear me? Because it would be nice to know that you can hear me, and that I'm not just talking to some space. So yeah, if you could just confirm that I'm being heard. Excellent, thank you so much. I got some answers. I will also ask you some questions during our webinar. So if you know the answers, you can also type them up in the chat window. So once again, thank you for attending. I hope that you are going to enjoy it. And today we are going to well, have a look at some latest English dictionary additions. Some words that appeared in English dictionary that have appeared this year. Well, some of them we already know because the words have already been there, like in English dictionaries. But words gain new meanings depending on some cultural, political, or sociological changes. So today we're going to have a look at some latest additions from this year. Well, because language is a living thing; it evolves. So let's have a look at some examples of words. As I said, I'm pretty sure that you will know some of them, and maybe you will learn some new meanings that have been added this year officially to English dictionaries. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Let's try to expand your vocabulary a little bit. Okay, so well, the first word for today is quite easy, and I'm sure that you know it. It's just the word bubble, which I'm sure you're pretty familiar with. But there's been a new meaning added to dictionaries this year when it comes to bubble, and basically thinking about the coronavirus situation, a bubble is just like and about like Winter Olympic Games next year, right? This is an area where sports teams stay isolated from like general public during some sports events like Olympic Games or any kind of championship or any other sport events, just to prevent exposure to disease. Another meaning of bubble, which is like used, have been used recently, as like some information bubble, like on Facebook. Yeah, people only communicate with others who have similar views or opinions to their own. So that's the bubble here, not like chewing gum bubble or some foam bubble when you're taking a bath, but rather like yeah, a safe area, a safe place where some teams are isolated and not exposed to virus or any kind of disease. For example, yeah, the bubble consists of limited areas such as arenas, practice facilities, dining destinations, hotel, restaurants, bars, and conference areas where food is brought in. So that's like the new meaning of the word bubble that has been added to dictionaries this year. Another one, we're going alphabetically. Bit rot. Well, bit. Well, that's a word with lots of meanings, and I guess you're familiar with the word rot. Yeah, like food which stays in the fridge for too long can start like mold or rot. But here, this one refers to bit is like a piece of information. Yeah, referring to IT. So what bit rot actually is like some general tendency for digital information to degrade or become unusable over time. So this kind of degradation or corruption just makes our files, images, audio recordings, or whatever we store on our hard drive or SSD drive just impossible to open and read. So this kind of phenomenon, yeah, has been called bit rot, and it's officially in English dictionaries now. Yeah, for example, yeah, programmers are often good wordsmiths, and one of the better terms floating around today is bit rot, which is, yeah, what happens when software that once worked well fails unexpectedly. Yeah, wordsmith as well, somebody who creates new words. Yeah, like blacksmith is somebody who makes things out of metal, right? Okay. Cancel culture. Like, have you heard the term? Because it's kind of viral and it's been floating around for some time, and it's finally been added to dictionaries. So, any ideas about what cancel culture is? Maybe you've heard about some cases of, like, some famous people, celebrities, posting something controversial on some social media, and this thing like met with some really negative response from the audience. So what cancel culture is? It's actually, yeah, the practice or tendency of being engaged in mass canceling as a way of expressing your disapproval and exerting some social pressure onto someone. For example, yeah, cancel culture refers to the mass withdrawal of support from public figures or celebrities who have done things that aren't socially accepted today. Yeah, so we have a new form of pressure that we can exert on well-known people, just kind of boycotting them online. Yeah, like they lose followers or things like that. So this phenomenon has also been added to the dictionary, and it's called like cancel culture. Okay, contactless. That's a nice adjective. Well, actually, this word is very well useful, because I guess we kind of do it every day. Like, what can be contactless when you like go to a shop and you pay for your shopping or for some service? Any ideas? We all have something contactless in our wallets, or added to our phones and in our apps for paying. Well, yeah, word is very easy itself. No contactless. Yeah, so we might use it to talk about our debit cards or credit cards. Yeah, which we do not need to insert into terminals, but we just we can pay without touching anything. But here, the meaning I have in mind is, yeah, like not having to physically touch or interact with people. So basically, especially now during the times of pandemic, this is kind of like important to stay isolated and just not to mix with people. So yeah, like kind of like contactless society. Well, not really possible, but yeah, some people are trying. For example, like, yeah, many retailers and restaurants have rolled out home delivery along with contactless options, leaving food orders and grocery deliveries on doorsteps. Yeah, so they do not knock and wait until you open the door, but just leave the shopping or food you ordered on your doorstep, just to avoid contact. Okay, next one is copy pasta. I guess we know what copy is. We know what pasta is. Any ideas what this one can actually mean? Any educated guesses? It's kind of connected with online thing, and well, what copy pasta actually is some digital data, like for example a block of text that has been copied many times and spread widely online. So it can be like anything from a light-hearted meme or something more serious that has something in mind, like some political or cultural message that has been copied and spread and liked and forwarded to other users, usually on some social media. So something viral that spreads quickly online, we can refer to it as a copy pasta. So some kitchen reference here. For example, the tweet became a copy pasta and was shared and applied to movies, TV shows, musical songs, and books. Yeah, so things that go really viral, yeah, are like copy pasta. Okay, then co-working. I guess word that you know so well. Not a new one, but it has gained some importance during the pandemic times. So basically, of course, what co-working is, with kind of like a new meaning, is simply like the action of working in a building or space where multiple tenants, like people like entrepreneurs, startups, or just some non-profit organizations, rent working space and have well, share the use of communal facilities. So it's simply like, yeah, cheaper than renting like a proper office in some new office building that has just been built. So this word has been well, growing in importance like this year. For example, with growing frequency, new startups are popping up across cities looking to turn underutilized brick and mortar or commercial space into low-cost co-working options. Yeah, so simply many organizations, people working in the same space, sharing space, office and communal facilities. Brick and mortar, basically. Yeah, brick, we know, and mortar is the substance that actually joins bricks, connects bricks together. So brick and mortar simply means like physical, yeah, something that exists in real life, as opposed to online. We have a brick and mortar shop and we have online shop. Okay, so that's this co-working. Oh, dead bod. This is kind of a funny one, but yeah, we know who a dad is, and bod basically is like simply like an abbreviation from the word body, and this refers to like a masculine physical aspect. And surprisingly, it has been added to dictionaries. And what that is actually a kind of like physique, seen or regarded as typical of an average father, whatever an average father is. But I guess a middle-aged man, which is like whose body is not like very well sculpted, slightly overweight, and not extremely muscular. So just a typical middle-aged dad who works hard and has not enough time to work out in the gym just to you know, sculpt his body into something really muscular. So this kind of physique is has been called like a dad bod and officially added to dictionaries. For example, yeah, the dad bod became the hot new look. Even Hollywood latched onto the more attainable physique with actors sporting bodies that were not chiseled, not incredibly lean, and a little soft in the middle. Yeah, so yeah, if you have a little like belly or beer belly or whatever, then it's kind of like that bod looks, not like a guy from the gym or a bodybuilder. So yeah, just an average look of a middle-aged man who has children and not enough time to exercise. So that's dad bod. The next one is, well, decarceration. So basically nothing new, but also it has grown into some importance this year. Yeah, I guess you might guess that this has something to do with prison and imprisonment. And what it actually is the practice or policy of reducing the number of people in prisons or subject to imprisonment. Like for example, yeah, decarceration is the effort to limit the number of people who are detained behind bars. Yeah, so that's a nice phrase, behind bars. Another one which just means that you are in prison behind bars. So that's decarceration. Deplatform. That's one of the more interesting ones. Any ideas? Like what can it mean? Like think about online services. What does it mean? Like to deplatform somebody. Any ideas? If you have any thoughts, just share with us in the chat. What can to deplatform somebody mean with regards to online? Banned. You mean banned? Yeah. I think that Mr. Rafa meant the word banned. Yeah, like banned, forbidden. Exactly. Yeah. You're absolutely right. To deplatform somebody means yeah that someone has been kind of banned or removed from some online platform because of the content they have been sharing online. That's so very good guess. Yeah, like to remove and ban a registered user from a mass communication medium, yes, such as some social networking or blogging website. In a more common like broad sense, it can also mean to prevent from having or providing a platform to communicate. So the platform can refer to a single user or to the whole platform, which can be banned for some reasons. For example, had almost 1.5 million Facebook followers and 250,000 followers on Instagram before he was deplatformed for repeatedly spreading misinformation. Yeah, so if some user is banned because he breaks the rules of some social media platform, he is deplatformed. We can say so. Kind of up-to-date word that has been added to dictionaries. Another one, digital nomad. Like I guess we know who a nomad is. There's been a famous film called Nomadland. So who is a digital nomad? What do you think? What kind of person is it? It's kind of like, yeah, it refers to lifestyle, but also to your professional life. Okay, somebody's typing an answer, so let's wait. Freelancers, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah, so basically, a digital nomad is someone who performs their occupation entirely over the internet while traveling. Yeah? So usually a person who has no permanent fixed home address. Yeah, so these people are freelancers who can basically work from anywhere. Yeah, the only condition, I guess, is to have some internet connection. So such people who travel freely and are not confined in any office spaces, we call them digital nomads. For example, yeah, let's say you're thinking about becoming a digital nomad this summer, making the most of your company's work from home policy as borders reopen before the bosses require you back in the office. Yeah, so some people, yeah, especially in America, decided to become digital nomads. Absolutely. Okay, doorbell camera. Well, this one is self-explanatory. Yeah? There's not much more I can say about it, but it's also been like officially added to our dictionaries. And of course, it just means, yeah, a small camera that is designed for use on an exterior door. It's connected to your doorbell, often with microphone and speakers, especially in times of pandemic. Yeah? People prefer to communicate, even through the door, just using some doorbell camera and speakers and microphones, just to avoid face-to-face contact with others. Like, yeah, thanks to a rise in package theft, doorbell cameras have gained popularity. So now I guess in all the new buildings it's kind of a standard, right, to have a doorbell camera included. All right. Oh, this one is pretty tricky. Entheogen. It has recently found its way into dictionaries, and what it actually is a like psychoactive hallucinogenic substance or some preparation, especially derived from plants or fungi. Like fungi is just mushroom, yeah, used for whatever reason, like religious, spiritual, or ritualistic context. Yeah, so kind of like a hippie word. Finally, in the English dictionary after 60 years from the Cultural Revolution, for example, yeah, we ate some entheogens and saw God. Yeah, so yeah, if you're into hippie thing, then the more scientific word for any kind of psychoactive mushrooms or substances derived from plants is entheogen. Yeah, but probably don't do it at home. The next one, fluffernutter. Oh, I like this one very much. It's connected with food, and it's kind of like a culinary word. I will not ask you like about what it might mean, because if I saw it myself like for the first time, like I wasn't quite sure. But a fluffernutter is simply a sandwich made with peanut butter and marshmallow creme between two slices of white sandwich bread. So not a very healthy thing. Like some dietitians might be really scared looking at what that is, but I guess, you know, some people like really sweet things like yeah, peanut butter mixed with marshmallow cream. So yeah, white bread. Yeah, good luck with that. For example, yeah, I have made some fluffernutters for the kids. Yum. Okay, sounds delicious. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sugar is apart from nicotine and alcohol, I guess, another official and legal drug. So yeah, many people just addicted to sweets and sugar. So fluffernutter is something just to, you know, cater for your sugar addiction. So yeah, that's the one to remember, definitely. Another one is fast fashion. Well, basically, the words are rather simple. Yeah, nothing really tricky about this phrase. And again, it has entered dictionaries this year. And what fast fashion actually is, or somebody, oh, what I hate in one sandwich. Yeah, so not for you, fluffernutters. Not for Isabella, yeah. An approach to design, creation, and marketing of clothing that emphasizes making fashion trends quickly and cheaply available to consumers. Yeah, so basically from designer clothes to like cheap cheap clothes is just about delivering to the market as fast as possible, depending on the needs of consumers. Yeah. So, for example, competition is fierce at every end of the fashion spectrum, from luxury to fast fashion. Yeah. So nowadays, it's all about speed, I guess. Yeah. So that's what fast fashion is. Both like in this top like haute couture, we can say from French, yeah, high fashion, yeah, and this consumer fashion, which is affordable. Okay. Then flex. What's the meaning of flex? I guess that some of you should know this word, and this one has been added like in a slightly maybe slightly different meaning than the usual one. Okay, someone is typing, so let's wait for some answers. Acting cool? Well, kind of, yeah. Some people say it as something cool, absolutely, especially maybe teenagers. Yeah. So if you flex, flexing is like bragging about something odd or question. Brag is like boast. You're like, oh, look what I have, like iPhone 13, right? So basically, for example, while tons of influencers love to flex on Instagram via designer bags or other luxury splurges, others are all about that perfect high-low balance. Yeah. So if you flex, you like show off. Yeah, like, oh, look what I have, like a designer handbag for a few $1,000s, or the latest phone, or something really cool. Of course, the other meanings of flex, you can flex your muscles. Yeah, like show how strong you are. Like yeah, like North Korea is flexing its muscles when they do some missile tests and they launch some missiles. So the West knows that, oh, we have them. So yeah, but now flexing when it comes to social media is more about just showing off what you have, just posting some cool stuff that you have bought or acquired, just to show that, oh, I can afford and I have it and I'm using it, ta-da, and you cannot. So that's to flex, to brag about something, to boast about something, yeah, something usually expensive, but also a thing that others might find like strange or questionable, right? Ghost kitchen. Well, I guess, yeah, you know these words perfectly well. Any ideas about what a ghost kitchen might actually be, and what kind of kitchen is it? Especially in the time of pandemic. No idea. Maybe somebody else will have some idea. Well, basically, nowadays, like people order food online or using some apps without going to a restaurant. I mean, now we can go to restaurants again, but for many months, restaurants were closed, and we just had to order food to our homes. And what a ghost kitchen is like a commercial cooking facility used for the preparation of food which is consumed off the premises. Yeah. So basically, there's no dining area, just the kitchen, which then serves the food to some courier. I mean, gives the food to couriers, and then the food gets delivered to your doorstep. Other phrases that mean the same can be like cloud kitchen and dark kitchen. Yeah, so all three, like ghost kitchen, cloud, and dark kitchen, I mean this kind of kitchen, like yeah, like a restaurant, but without the area with tables where you can actually sit and eat, only for deliveries. Yeah, like ghost kitchens host food establishments, usually fast casual, that make meals that can be purchased exclusively with a delivery app. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, some guys like biking around the city with those big cubic backpacks on their backs, yeah, bring food from some ghost kitchens. The next one is a gig worker. Something, well, very popular nowadays. Who is a gig worker, and what is gig economy? Any ideas? Because I guess that some of you must have heard the phrase like gig economy, gig worker. Well, gig can also be associated with a concert. Yeah, like the band played a good gig. Yeah. Somewhere, but a gig worker is simply a person who works temporary jobs, typically in a service sector, or works as an independent contractor or a freelancer. So you have no stable job, no full-time employment, no job contract. You just switch from job to job just to make end meets. And I guess many young people are actually gig workers in nowadays economy, because fewer and fewer people have like steady and safe employment. Yeah, like a real job contract with all the benefits. So such people who don't have it are gig workers taking part in a gig economy. Yeah. For example, yeah, gig workers have freedoms that most full-timers only dream of: setting their own hours, working from home, being their own bosses. Yeah, so it has some advantages, but also some disadvantages, I guess. Depends, yeah, what you prefer. Right, hard pass. Okay, like the words themselves are not difficult, yeah, but a hard pass is simply like a firm refusal or rejection of something. So if you receive some offer that you're not happy with, you can give it a hard pass, just to reject it, turn it down. For example, who among us didn't want to give the year 2020 a hard pass? Yeah, I guess many people would like to forget about last year, because most of it we spent in like kind of lockdown. Yeah, so not something good. So then, if you don't like something, if something is not up to your expectations, you can give it a hard pass. Just reject it, turn it down. Okay, Jedi. Well, any Star Wars fans here? Because I guess we have all heard about yeah, Jedi Masters, Jedi Knights. But again, this word has entered our dictionaries with well, maybe not with direct reference to Star Wars universe and mythology, right? But a Jedi, if we call somebody a Jedi, we simply mean a person who shows extraordinary skill or expertise in a specified field or endeavor, or something they are trying to do. So if you're good at something, you're a Jedi then nowadays. So anyone can be a Jedi. For example, yeah, day 5, no bits. Oh god, I thought my Jedi powers of selling are failing me. Yeah, may the Force only stray. Okay. So yeah, may the Force be with you, right, Jedi? Probably some Jedis with us here. Okay, long hauler. So basically, this word has been in dictionaries for many years, but now it has gained some new meaning, because a long hauler is like, for example, a truck that travels long distances, like across America, delivering some heavy load, or a person who travels long distances. But now this word gained another meaning with reference to the pandemic and coronavirus. So basically, a long hauler is a person who experiences well, one or more like long-term effects, yeah, following initial improvement or recovery from a serious illness. Yeah, especially with reference to COVID. Yeah, you might recover, but then like your sense of smell or taste can be gone for like 3 months, for example. Yeah. You don't feel any other symptoms, but yeah, something is wrong. So this is like a long hauler, a person who just experiences some long-term effects of some disease they have already recovered from. For example, yeah, some of the most serious reported health impacts for long haulers were acute respiratory failure and acute organ injury. Acute simply means sharp. Yeah? Like acute pain is like very strong and appears suddenly. The opposite of chronic. Yeah? So that's the kind of new meaning of a long hauler, especially with reference to COVID-19. Makerspace. Well, if you look at the word, it's not very complicated. Yeah. We know who a maker is, yeah, somebody who makes something. Space, also no problems with space. But the new meaning of this blended word is simply like a communal or a public workshop in which makers, like do-it-yourself guys, yeah, can work on some small personal projects. For example, yeah, the Makerspace, which opened last year, houses equipment and tools like laser cutters, 3D printers, woodworking shop, and more for members to utilize to create or repair items. Yeah, so it's kind of like a communal space where you can go, and if you have some manual skills, you can try to fix something or make something. If you print something, if you have some ideas. So kind of a nice idea, and it popped right into our dictionaries. So sounds interesting. Okay, performative. I guess not a new word, and this word well has been in dictionaries for quite some time. But again, this is one of the items that gained a kind of a new meaning maybe. If something you do is performative, it's like it's an action that's obviously done only to make positive impression on others. Yeah. So you don't do it because you feel it's something that you should do, but you want to gain something. Yeah. You expect something in return, or just expect to make a good or positive impression if your action is purely performative. For example, sending a bouquet of roses to the boss you despise, generous but also performative. Yeah, so you don't feel it, but okay, it's my boss's birthday or whatever, name day, and you're nice, smiling, and you send a bouquet of roses. Yeah, but but yeah, that's not how we feel about it. But so it's only performative, yeah, just to gain something, or to create like a very positive impression. Yeah, so such actions are performative actions. Pod. Okay, again, not a new word. It's been in dictionaries, yeah, since forever, I guess. And a pod, well, if you think about peas, for example, yeah, the vegetable, or beans, yeah, they are housed in pods. Or pod can also refer to a group of people, but here, yeah, the kind of like a new meaning, again, thanks to the pandemic and coronavirus, pod has been started to be used more in the meaning of a small group of people, like family, friends, or some coworkers, classmates, who interact closely with one another, but you know, only with one another. They don't go outside the pod, just in order to minimize the exposure and reduce the transmission of infection during an outbreak of contagious disease. Contagious is the same as infectious, yeah. So yeah, because I stick to my pod, yeah. So only contact only with the chosen people whom you trust, and know that they will. I need pot. No, pot. Yeah, pot has also like a lot of meanings. The basic one is just something you use for cooking, yeah, the container for cooking. But there's also, yeah, some other more interesting meanings, absolutely. But this one is a pod with a D, yeah. So for example, if you're planning to celebrate with close family or friends who aren't in your quarantine pod, there are a few ways to make sure your gathering is safe for everyone. So I guess last year, many people spent just basically in their pods or bubbles, because also the first word we have discussed today, the bubble, like, yeah, also apart from the safe place, can also refer to a group of people, like, let's say, safe, healthy group of people that you interact with. So pod and bubble are kind of like similar and basically the same in some contexts. Okay, PPE, that's an abbreviation, obviously. Any idea, like, what it can stand for, like PPE? Again, it's like the coronavirus times, pandemic, so it's something that we should be using every day, or like medical medical staff use just to protect themselves from getting infected. So what PPE actually stands for is like personal protective equipment, like masks, gloves, face shields, goggles, whatever you use just to prevent getting infected by some bacteria or virus. I guess we all have like some PPEs in our pockets, like face mask is the most basic one that I guess we should be using. So yeah, that's PPE, which gained in importance, yep, especially because of the pandemic. And it's been more widely used nowadays. For example, yeah, many healthcare professionals and essential workers still do not have access to PPE. Yep, in some countries that's true. All right, super spreader. That's also another term which kind of like gained importance, has gained importance recently. So what is or who is a super spreader? Any ideas? Because it can be either a person or it can be an event. Yeah, like they say that like the coronavirus pandemic started in Italy during some football game, yeah, where many people came to the stadium and got infected. So yeah, a super spreader is an event or location at which a significant number of people contract the same communicable disease, like often used before another noun, like for example, super spreader event, or like a football game or some sports events. So it can be an event or location, but it can also be a super spreader. Yeah, like somebody travels from China on a plane, already having the virus and spreading it after landing in some remote country. Yeah? So either a person or an event can be called a super spreader. For example, like so far, super spreader events have occurred in a range of places, including like meatpacking plants, prisons, nightclubs, bars, any venue where people are in close proximity of one another. Ventilation is poor, and the virus gets the opportunity to spread like wildfire. So that's a super spreader, a place or a person who, well, spreads something, usually some virus or bacteria. Oh, this one, sapiosexual. Well, we are Homo sapiens, yeah. So so if somebody is sapiosexual, like what kind of sexual attraction is it? What do you think? So what turns a sapiosexual person on? Because this one is not about the looks, not about the physical aspect, yeah. But sapiosexual people focus on some other qualities, not physical, right? So yeah, if you're sapiosexual, then you have the sexual or romantic attraction to highly intelligent people, yeah. So like you really enjoy some smart conversation with somebody that attracts you. For example, yeah, those who are sapiosexual find the capacity to carry a witty, clever conversation to be the most attractive trait in a person. Yeah, so it's not about the looks. Yeah, it's about intelligence and being able to have some very smart conversation that turns you on. All right, second gentleman. I guess if you look at that, like pretty easy words. Yeah, but who is a second gentleman? Just let's think about the U.S. Yeah, like the vice president of the U.S. nowadays is a woman. Yeah, Mrs. Kamala Harris. So I guess second gentleman is simply her husband. So like the first lady is the wife of the president, and if the vice president is a woman, then her husband is second gentleman. Yeah, so it's the husband or male partner of a vice president or second in command of a country or jurisdiction. Yeah. Like other lawmakers offered their respect to Sicknick on Wednesday morning, and Vice President Kamala Harris came with second gentleman Doug Emhoff. Yeah, so this phrase simply refers to Vice President's husband, second gentleman, first lady, second gentleman. Kind of interesting, and now it's officially in dictionaries. Yeah, because we have the female Vice President of the United States of America, right? Okay, silver fox. Well, again, pretty simple if you look at it. Who might be a silver fox? Have you heard the phrase? Have you seen the phrase somewhere? It refers to a man, not the youngest man, but again, it's like an attractive middle-aged man having mostly gray or white hair. So yeah, and this is the phrase to describe this kind of man, a silver fox. For example, like, yeah, George Clooney will be the sexiest silver fox alive. Do you agree? Well, maybe you have some other types of like very nice and good-looking silver foxes nowadays. Like, yeah, George Clooney is the probably first name that comes to mind. But I guess there's more. Time flies, so yeah. Okay, so that's a silver fox. Okay, TBH. Well, if you like chat online or send some messages, this is a pretty popular abbreviation, and again, it has been added to dictionaries. Any ideas what it stands for? TBH. Maybe you use it. Nobody's typing anything, so let's go on. It's like, to be honest, yeah, just an abbreviation. For example, yeah, TBH, I will never get tired of eating pizza, pasta, sashimi, and ramen. Why not? Sounds good. So that's what TBH stands for. Thirsty. Again, you're all familiar with this word, but a new meaning has been added to official dictionaries. It's not about like wanting to drink something, but it's more about some attention that people pay to you online. So, for example, yeah, like if you're thirsty, you have a strong desire for attention, especially on social media. You post a lot, yeah. You want to have likes. You want people to follow you, comment on what you're posting. Yeah, just you want to be in the center of attention. Yeah, so you're like kind of thirsty for online comments and followers. For example, yeah, my brother is thirsty. He posts so many photos of our dog Jellybean on Instagram because he wants her to be a dog model. Why not? Yeah, so more and more people, I guess, become thirsty for online or social media attention. Unconscious bias. Okay, so unconscious is, of course, the opposite of conscious. And bias, well, if you're biased, you're not objective. Yeah, you support like one side of the conflict or discussion. But what this phenomenon is actually like unconscious prejudice against people of certain race, gender, or group. Yeah, so usually people who look different to us. For example, yeah, I hope more workplaces will address their conscious and unconscious bias. So that's also a nice phrase that has been added to dictionaries. Okay, at. This is not even a word, but due to growing popularity of social media and discussions, their comments, conversations, it's used in the phrase "don't at me," which you use to indicate that you don't want to be tagged or dragged into like online conversation on some social media. So don't at me. For example, well, let's be honest, Tom Brady isn't as good as he used to be. Don't at me. So yeah, you just don't want to receive any comments or hate messages because you express your opinion. So this is the phrase that people use just to say that leave me alone. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Just deal with it. So that's at, and it's also like in the dictionaries. Wet market. Well, if you think about the place where coronavirus supposedly comes from, yeah, some market in China. A wet market is a market that sells perishable items like fresh meat and produce. So something that must be sold quickly because it will simply go off. Yeah. So sometimes live animals that are slaughtered, killed on site. So that's such a place we call a wet market. For example, experts fear a similar regulatory failure may have enabled the coronavirus outbreak. Yeah, like long-standing inability to clean up so-called wet markets, which are stuffed with livestock living and dead, domesticated and wild. Like WHO has conducted some investigation, but no conclusions, like, really. So that's a wet market. Vaccine passport, well, kind of self-explanatory again, like, but it's officially in dictionaries now. Some countries require it, like, from their citizens to be able to enter public places, like cinemas, bars, restaurants. So of course it's a like physical or digital document proving that you have been vaccinated against some infectious diseases like COVID-19. So for many people's kind of controversial idea, but it seems like to be working, at least in Italy, right? For example, now the push to return to a more normal life has triggered a lot of discussion about vaccine passports, in which users can upload proof of vaccination on a smartphone app for potential entry into work, school, or other venues. Another abbreviation, well, WFH. I guess many of us do it nowadays. Any ideas what this one means? If you have some ideas. Oh, somebody's typing, so let's wait. WFH, work from home. Exactly, that's the perfect answer. Thank you, Natalia. Yeah, so work or working from home. Yeah, like I'm at home nowadays. Yeah. So my coworkers say they're WFH on Slack every day. So that's the new reality in the third decade of the 21st century. What aboutism? Well, nothing complicated about this one, but it's kind of strategy used by people, especially answering some difficult question that they might be asked. So, for example, yeah, it's like practice of responding to an accusation of wrongdoing, but by claiming that an offense committed by another is similar or worse. Like, yeah, okay, I made a mistake, but if you look at this guy, he made even a bigger mistake. Yeah, what about that? So typical strategy for answering difficult questions asked by some journalists. Yeah, for example, yeah, by whataboutism, I mean the way any discussion can be short-circuited, like stopped or destroyed, by saying, but what about X? What about this? What about that? Where X is usually something that's not really equivalent, but is close enough to turn the conversation into mush. Mush is like pulp, like nothing meaningful. Yeah, and that's a typical strategy in the media nowadays. Now, when you think about some politicians, 0 day. This is the last item for today, I guess, and it refers to IT. Any IT specialists with us? Like, what is a 0 day? Any ideas about that? Okay, somebody's typing. Great. Let's see. Deadline? Not really. But good guess. Most recent vulnerability. Exactly. Thank you. That's right. So yeah, it's a vulnerability, like a weak point. Yeah, like in a computer or some computer system that is discovered and exploited by some hackers or cyber criminals before it is known or addressed by the maker or vendor. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what 0 day is. For example, yeah, thus in the parlance of the trade, these vulnerabilities are known as 0 day exploits because it has been 0 days since they have been uncovered and fixed. Yeah, so if something, yeah, is exploited, discovered, then it's like a 0 day vulnerability. All right. So yeah, that was the last vocabulary item for today. Thank you very much for your attention. All these words have been added to dictionaries this year. Some of them have already been in our dictionaries, but received some new meanings. So I hope that you have learned something, and that at least part of what I was talking about is useful. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to see you in the, maybe not see you, but yeah, just talk to you in the future. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye bye. Yes, I guess the material will be sent to you by my colleague. So no problem with that. Once again, thank you very much, and stay healthy and safe. Thank you. Bye bye.